Hey guys, it's Frank from Cruising with Wheels. What do karaoke and Cosmos have in common when combined with a Kevin? Find out in this episode of my Tales from the High Seas. For those of you that have followed our NCL group cruise on the Encore we did in January earlier this year, know that we had a Thursday night group event, Karaoke with Kevin. And of course, Kevin sang several songs along with everybody else in the group. And let me tell you, there's a lot of stars in that group because everybody who sang was absolutely awesome. And it was a great night. But what you didn't hear and see about was probably kind of more of the behind-the-scene details of what was going on when, people weren't singing up on the stage. Now, Kevin and Darlene were making friends with the bartender at the bar in the club where we did karaoke. A lot of drinking going on. Kevin and his Cosmos. So, Kevin was drinking a bit much and getting a little tipsy. I mean, by the time he did his last song, it was, you could tell, he was, singing away, and then he was, forgetting some of the words, and, it's right there as it's being printed out. Now, the songs he was singing, traditionally he doesn't sing, so they were, strange to him. He had not sung them before, but when you're a little, I guess it becomes a little harder. That, I think, I do remember from my past. Now, karaoke ended a bit late, at least late for me. Even when I'm on a cruise, I'm usually back to the cabin and in bed about 10, and I have to take all my meds. Now, it was late, it was like approaching almost midnight, I think, and I didn't bring my medication with me, so I was almost a couple of hours behind in taking them, and everybody was dispersing, and it was done, and everyone was leaving, and we were saying goodbye, and I was out of the club. Kevin was still in there, and la 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 la, talking with everybody. And I had said to Robert and Bridget, I was talking to them, they were with me, and I said, can you do me a favor? Can you go get Kevin? I need to get back to the cabin. I am several hours behind in my meds, and I need to take them. And they have to be regular. So they ran in and they grabbed Kevin, and he came out and said, "Oh, okay, I gotta get you upstairs." And I'm like, "Okay, how you doing? You feeling okay?" So anyway, so I had this really great escort because I had Kevin, I had Robert, and I had Bridget escorting me back to the cabin. So they got me inside and got myself together, waved goodbye to everybody, got myself ready for bed, took my meds. But Kevin, went out, wasn't going to be an early night for him. So he was gone. I was like, whatever, I'm tired. I have to go to sleep. So I get myself ready. I throw my butt in bed, and I fell asleep. I was so tired. I mean, it was an exciting evening, but it was a very long day for me, and I get very, very tired. So to bed I went. Well, 2:30 in the morning, the cabin door swings open because, we're in an accessible cabin, and he puts the card in, or someone put his card in, and the door automatically opens. And I'm, of course, the dark room is now filled with hallway light. And I and I see him, and I can't see, I know it's him, and I think there's two other people, but I'm really not sure because I couldn't see who they were. And they're literally carrying him, let's get Kevin back to his cabin, carrying, drunken Kevin, 2:30 a.m. in the morning, back to his cabin. And so he comes staggering in. Oh, thanks, okay, I love you, bye. And I'm like, okay, well, I think it's at least someone I'm hoping that he knows that brought him back. And so the door closes, and I'm like, it's 2:30. And he's so drunk, right? And he's like, and he's going, okay. You know how drunk people are? Okay. And I'm like, it's 2:30. I said, and I'm always worried, I'm the logical dad, right? And because, Kevin always has his man bag, shoulder strap, and because it has everything in it. It's got his wallet, he's got his meds, it's got all his, essential man bag, purse, something you would not want to lose, right? And so I said, drunk as he was, I said, do you have your bag? And he's like, shh. I go, do you have your bag? Oh, yeah. Shh. And I was getting irritated. I said, show me. So finally he was like, picked it up. He's like, I go, okay. Because Kevin is so bad with his wallet. Swear to God. He's always leaving his wallet somewhere. He'll come in and he'll get home and he's like, oh, I don't know where my wallet is. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't know where your wallet is? How do you not know this? For me, it's like saying, I don't know where my right arm is. Okay? You always know where your wallet is. Now, when he leaves in the morning, just a little side note, when he leaves in the morning, he gets the 3-point check when he leaves. And I said, Kevin, keys, phone, wallet? And he goes like this. Yep. And out he goes. Inevitably, if I don't do that 3-point check with him in the morning, he closes the door, he leaves, in 2 seconds he's inside. Oh, I can't get into my car, I forgot my keys. Oh, I don't have my wallet, I'm not sure where it is. He'll come home. He's been out and about shopping. Oh God, I don't have my wallet. I go, I get all nervous. It's all our credit cards, his license, everything that everybody has in their wallet. And he goes, oh, well, let me go check the car. Goes out. Sometimes it's in the car. Oh, it fell down. Sometimes, oh, I just got a call from the bank. They have my wallet. How do you leave without your wallet? You hand them whatever, and you make sure you get it back. I mean, seriously, honey, I'm sorry, but you're really bad with your wallet. So anyways, I'm now satisfied in the cabin. He has his bag. But he is so funny as he's doing his, typical TV drunk staggering, shushing me, right? And he goes into the bathroom, and he comes out, and he throws himself in bed, and 2 seconds, count, 1, 2. He is out. He is just out for the night. So the next day, he is sick, right? He is sick to his stomach. He is puking. He is feeling it. But he's telling the story about how he's blaming it on the rough seas. Oh, it's the ship. It's the rough seas. And I'm like, BS. You were drunk as a skunk. You had too much to drink. You're puking now in the morning, and it's going to put a damper on the whole day, and you should know better. We're on a group cruise. We've got activities planned. I don't need you sick and puking, okay? Now, what you might not know, and we'll talk about me a little bit, since, I've been yakking about him, is that, how should I say this? And I don't want to sound judgmental, but how do I say this? I don't want to be rude. I don't do well around drunk people. I guess I should say that. I mean, I don't mind, people enjoying themselves, having a drink or 2 or 3 or whatever. But, there's different levels of drunk. You've got the belligerent drunk, the mean drunk. Then you got the happy, fun drunk. But then you got the sloppy, falling down, oh, I can't talk, drunk, and I don't, I don't mind being around a group of people that are drinking and having a good time, but I kind of don't do well with, drunks, I guess. And that comes from my childhood. I'm going to be honest. On my father's side, they were heavy drinkers. Heavy drinkers, which led into heavy fights. And every time we visited on a Sunday or a holiday, they'd all get drunk. They would all fight, screaming, yelling. It was awful. I have horrible, bad memories of, in childhood. And people say, well, don't you enjoy the holidays? No. For decades, I didn't. Because holidays for me represented bad times, represented drunken fights. And so, no, I didn't. I didn't enjoy Thanksgiving and Christmas and Easter and Sunday. I didn't. Unless I was with my mother on my mother's side, which were very, happy-go-lucky Italian, traditional Italian family, old country, and all they cared about that you were eating, and that you had second, third, and fourth helpings of pasta. So, anyways, Kevin, when he gets a little tipsy, he gets a tendency to get a little handsy. And I mean not in a bad way. He gets a little handsy. He gets a little lovey-dovey kissy. So when he has a few drinks, you'll notice all of a sudden he's more, rubbing my shoulders and getting all lovey-dovey and honey baby, whatever. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? And then I have a tendency to go into this Southern Belle persona, right? And I'm like, oh, my goodness. You are just insulting my sensibilities. My goodness, sir, have you been drinking? And so I'm all like, indignant, and I'm like, what's wrong with you? Get off of me, So, yeah, so, when, you see him, and he's having a good time and whatever, and he's all laughing and joking, he gets all like huggy, kissy, lovey-dovey. I'm like, get away from me. Oh my God, and you know me now, I can't drink like I used to, drink after drink after drink. I take a sip. He's like, here, does this Cosmo taste good? And I'm like, oh yeah, that's nice. And already I'm like, oh my God, I think I'm going to fall out of my wheelchair. So when we go on cruises, and we have to get the drink package. What a total waste, because I'll order give me a whiskey sour, one little sip, thank you, done. There you go. They're making money on me. Of course, they're probably losing money on him. But that's the skinny on what went on that Thursday night karaoke with Kevin and into the next morning, and a little background information for ya. So the next time you see us out and about and we're all having a good time, and Kevin's had a few Cosmos and feeling good and getting all lovey-dovey with his boo, you'll see it. So I want to thank you for joining me on another episode of my Tales from the High Seas. On behalf of Kevin and myself from Cruising with Wheels, remember, don't just watch our videos, become a regular subscriber. Click that subscribe button. And also click on that bell to get regular notices when our videos go live. Remember, we're also on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. So, remember to always travel safe and cruise often.